It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. Nnamdi Kanu once called to beg me after Fani Kayode punched me. Precious Chikwendu. The news in full. Precious Chikwendu, the estranged wife of former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani Kayode, has said in a recent interview that the chieftain of the All Progressive Congress (APC) always seeks the counsel of top government officials after he assaults her physically and emotionally. Speaking in a no-holds-barred interview with Jude, the former beauty queen says Fani Kayode will often fall back on top political figures to call her and plead on his behalf whenever she threatens to leave the marriage after any of his manic episodes. She told Jude the former minister would assault her physically and then call retired Nigerian military officer and national security advisor to President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Sambo Dazuki to plead with her. She added that she had even received a call from Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who had pleaded on Fani Kayode's behalf. She said, when it was confirmed that I was pregnant, he will punch me in my stomach, call the baby and say it is because of the cockroach you are carrying in you. That's why you are doing this. He will punch me and punch the stomach and he will tell me that he will get rid of it. This thing was not a situation people don't know. Lots of people know about it, big names, because whenever he beat me up and I threaten to leave, pack my things, go to the door, there is a drama and bodyguards bonding me and everything. And this is as well known, about, Fani Kayode, who had actually made the news about the time that he was actually assaulting his wife, and also of recent that Fani Kayode was actually arrested, although he claims that it was an invite from the EFCC, after some money laundering case was actually, alleged about him and forging some documents to pretend as if he was not feeling alright, so as to avoid, the court's, trial, to get to the bottom of the situation, whether the fraud case was actually genuine or not. See, by false pretense, contrary to Section 419 of the Criminal Code Cap 38 Laws of Oyo State 2000. The judge sentenced Alabi to a term of 3 months community service, while Atonda, Adeyemi, Adebayo and Oyekomi backed 2 months community service. In the same vein, Justice Nathaniel Ayo Emmanuel of Federal High Court sitting in Oshogbo, BTD Multiglobal Limited guilty of counts preferred against it by the EFCC. And now that Femi Fani Kayode just decamped to the APC, a crime haven for scofflaws, there is an assumed safely that the Almighty Justice Minister Abubakar Malami and a skilled Nader jurisprudential disposition will call for the file of Fani Kayode on the ground, and that there is a petition by his attorney at law that he is being persecuted instead of being prosecuted. This ugly scenario just played out a few days ago with the case of former aviation minister Senator Stella Odua, and some commenters says that why won't it be the case with Fani Kayode? The sweet mantra is the camp to the APC and your sins are forgiven. Something is not adding up, and it is clear as crystal that we are losing the war on corruption in geometrical strides. Just that we know that Femi Fani Kayode of late just defected to the All Progressive Party, which happens to be the ruling party, and before the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) claimed to have arrested him for some fraud, and trying to fraud in the medical reports that he brought out, just to stall the court proceedings in pretense that he was actually, sick. And for these reasons, the EFCC had actually queried Femi Fani Kayode and actually arrested him, just to ensure that the findings about this allegation of fraud is actually unraveled, and there is still some fears that because he has defected to APC, there might be some sketchy games that will be played on the ground. Femi Fani Kayode, however, reacts to the arrest announced by the EFCC, where the former Minister of Aviation himself, Femi Fani Kayode, says that he has been granted bail by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission after his arrest over forgery allegation. Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode confirmed development in a text message sent to Premium Times on Tuesday evening. On the message, which he also shared in a tweet, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode said he was granted bail by the Commission on self-recognition. He also disclaimed and dismissed claims of being arrested by operatives of the EFCC Lagos Zonal Command. He said he just arrived at the George Hotel for dinner. I was never arrested by the EFCC. I was invited and I flew down to Lagos to see them. I arrived in their office at 2 p.m. and left at 8:30 p.m. I was granted bail on self-recognition. They were very polite and professional. Thanks be to God, the message also read. His tweet was accompanied by his pictures, which he indicated were taken at George Hotel. When contacted for comment, EFCC spokesperson Wilson Wajere said, "I don't have the details you are asking for. It had happened in Lagos." The commission had earlier on Tuesday confirmed to this newspaper the arrest of Femi Fani-Kayode in Lagos over alleged forgery and fraud. Sources familiar with the matter informed this newspaper that Mr. Fani-Kayode was being investigated for forgery of his medical reports to evade his ongoing trial for alleged fraud. The EFCC is prosecuting Mr. Fani-Kayode and two others on 17 counts of conspiracy, money laundering and fraud to the tune of about 4.9 billion naira. And the Federal High Court in Lagos had awarded a fine of 200,000 naira against the former minister for his absence from court with respect to the alleged 4.9 billion naira fraud. The judge, known to be Daniel Osaigo, who gave the order on October 13th, asked the minister to pay the fine or stand the risk of having his bail revoked for failing to appear for his rearrangement, and the matter was adjourned till November 30, 2021 for the rearrangement of the defendants. Mr. Fani-Kayode, who recently defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC), is also standing trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja over diversion of funds he allegedly took fraudulently from the office of the National Security Advisor ahead of the 2015 presidential election. The defendant served as the spokesperson for the 2015 PDP presidential campaigns, for the re-election of the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who lost to the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari. And yet, till the EFCC, finally unraveled this mystery, it is still assumed that, the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, is yet, still not guilty. But for the fact that he actually, did not go to the court as at when due, still brings about some sketchy, possibility that he was actually involved in such. Thanks.